Hi, it's Amber. So today's video is going to be a comparison on the Dermablend foundation. So about a year ago, I did a Camo confession for Dermablend campaign, and it's because I have rosacea. So my rosacea is actually doing pretty well right now, but what that is characterized as the redness that comes over across your cheeks and your nose, on your forehead, on your chin, and it never goes away. Like, it's something you have. You can get different treatments and stuff to lessen the redness, and also you get little bumps on your skin that aren't necessarily acne, but it's like little red pustule kind of rashy things. And at different times in my life, my rosacea has been better and worse, and right now it's actually looking pretty good. So as part of that campaign, they offered to send me a bottle of Dermablend because I'd never used this foundation before. So I did receive this foundation for free, and I did a full tutorial using this and the thicker cover cream, and I'll link that down below if you're interested. And then recently they came out with the new smooth liquid camo. This has been out for several months and I was interested in trying this. I included this in my project pan because I wanted to go ahead and purchase this. A subscriber of mine, Melissa, had purchased this and it didn't work for her, and so she reached out to me and asked me if I would like to try it. And so I said yes, of course, and so she actually sent this to me. So thank you so much, because without you, we wouldn't have been able to have this video. So with this video, I wanted to compare the differences and the similarities between these two products, because although these are both Dermablend smooth foundations, they are different. So I want to go over that a little bit today. And before I get started, I just want to say, if you are not a regular to my channel, if this is a new video for you, take a minute and hit the button and subscribe. I promise you won't be disappointed. I do a lot of things on acne and rosacea and lots of other fun makeup tutorials, and I would really appreciate it. Okay, so first of all, this color I have here is a natural beige, and let me give you a little sample of what it is. And this probably is just a little bit darker than the other one. This one is in linen. So the linen is just a hair lighter, as you can see, but I'm going to be applying both. Summer color, this is a more of a winter color. So although my face will look a little different because I've got the two foundations, I just want to show you the wear and stuff of those foundations. So with the Dermablend regular one, I found I can apply this with a foundation brush really easily. I found that I could layer it up really easily and I could get a really full coverage and it would last all day. I have had a really hard time with this foundation. So the first time I used this, I just tried it without a primer or anything, and it just did not work for me. It settled into my pores, it started looking cakey, and I found if I put another layer on, like the places I put layers on, it started to break up and just cake up on my face, and it really looked bad. So I have been using this for the past month, trying to find the right way to apply this, because I figure I know there's a trick to this, I just need to figure it out. What I figured out works best with this is to use a more like gel-like primer, a silicone-based primer, and the one that I like best is the Mary Kay foundation primer, and then on top of that I have to use a pore filler. So I have a couple that I've used. I've used the Brandt, Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I've also used the Pore Professional for Benefit, and if you're on a budget, the NYX pore filler also works. So I'll go ahead and just use the Pore Professional for today, and what I do with this is it's more of a mousse-like consistency. And right here where I have those cheeks is right where it settles in. So I go ahead and I just pat that right on, right here, and that'll fill in those little bit of pores there. And then I go ahead and put it in my nose right here. The next thing I found is use a beauty blender or any kind of sponge. This is not an actual beauty blender sponge. This is the one that I use, and I bought it at Burlington Coat Factory. It was like in the clearance section, and it has worked great. And I use this wet. I have found I've used foundation brushes, I have used my fingers, I've used with and without primer, and for this specific type of foundation, this is the way that it's worked best. The other thing is I can't layer this foundation. If you layer this foundation, it will cake up. You have to just be really smooth and do one thin layer. And I mean, you can add a little extra to your problem areas, but if you let it dry and then put another layer on, it just cakes up and starts to break apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the old foundation on this side of my face and the new foundation on this side of my face. And I'm gonna use the Beauty Blender for the sake of term to apply both. And then I'm gonna set them both. And then I'm going to show you kind of how they wear throughout the day. Really love the original formula, so I don't know why they would change it. And so that's why I was like, there's gotta be a trick to applying this. But I did apply this the correct way with the Beauty Blender the other day, and I did get compliments on my skin. So it's a little fussy, but if you can get it to work the right way, I think it can be a good product. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this wet and get applying. So first I'm gonna apply the original formula on the back of my hand, and then I just move my sponge around in it to really get it an even covering. So this is the other formula, the original formula, and in my opinion gives a flawless finish. I love to use this in my tutorials or anytime I'm making videos just because it just gives such a nice natural, not quite a matte finish, but not really dewy either. It's just a nice finish. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the Smooth Liquid Camo on this side. And again, don't mind the color difference, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing the same. I'm just gonna work the product on the back of my hand and cover the sponge totally. So just so you know, I've never done this before. Like, I've never tested these out side by side. So I'm just as interested as you to see exactly how this compares. And sometimes when you're just doing it from memory, you're like, I think that's longer. Is it longer? I'm not really sure. So this is the best way I find to test it for real. Just do it straight up against each other. Okay, so now that I've applied this with the sponge, you can see I'm really getting a very flawless finish. So when I do it like this, I definitely get a finish that I like from both products. Normally I go ahead and apply some concealer, but because I really just want to test out this foundation as it stands, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm actually just going to set it with some powder and then apply the rest of my face makeup. All right, so here's how my face looks with all my finished foundation on. I think the color evened out really nicely once I put some bronzer and some blush on. So I really don't think that is as much of an issue as I thought it would be. Alrighty, so we will see how this makeup wears and I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it's about 5 hours after my application, so I just wanted to check in. So you can see how on this side, it really looks good. It doesn't look too cakey and it hasn't started to break apart too much. And so it seems like it's right on target with the other side. So I really have found that the Wet Beauty Blender sponge is the way to apply this to get it looking good. So if you're having issues with it, give it another try. Try it with this kind of application and you might be surprised on how different the results could be. Because I was totally shocked because it did not wear this well before. And also I think adding the double primers worked crazy. Although it has started to wear away a little bit, you can see my nose like never keeps makeup on, and it's partially because my kids come and hug me and they kiss me and it just kind of gets rubbed off. It's just one of those things that happens to me. And although you can see it starting to wear off just a little bit, it isn't like completely going into the pores and making these big craters like it was when I didn't use any pore filler. So there's my update now, and I'll go ahead and update at the very end of the day before I take the makeup off, and so by then it'll really start being worn and stuff, so you can see the difference of the wear throughout the day. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day. It is almost midnight, and I just wanted to let you guys see how my foundation wore. So pretty much the most areas it's worn off is here on my chin, right here on my cheeks, and on the edge of my nose. Through here, you know, you still can, you know, it still has some decent coverage, and on my forehead, and you know, under my eyes, it's like, it's okay, but it definitely, I wouldn't say that 16 hours, because this isn't even to 16 hours, and both sides have worn off. So if I was going out at this point, I would definitely have to just reapply, and so not so much on the 16-hour wear, but I do think the overall finish and wear is still decent. You definitely can get a full 8 hours of wear during the day. At 8 hours, I just noticed a little bit of fading right through here, a little bit on my nose, so I probably would have just taken my powder, just touched up a little bit, and I would have been good. So that's my update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye!